BTC USD is about to crash to the downside. In my previous video, we took a sell from 100k and shorted it all the way to 89k, and we're about to hit 79k per coin. So my previous video, BTC was around, and we took a sell from this point, shorted it all the way to 89k, and you can see that BTC is about to reach $70,000 per coin. So this pair is about to have a massive crash to the downside. We can do a simple analysis on the monthly time frame. You can see that we have a bearish. This is not even a bearish engulfing. This is a bearish Marabuzo to the downside. A massive one for that fact. This pair has a high chance of reaching $70,000 or $69,000 per coin. That is a massive crash. So I'll do a simple analysis. Now that we've broken this major ascending trend line, we are no longer bullish on this pair. My last video I said that for the fact that we sustain above here, that's still bullish. But we've broken it with a weekly break and close. So we are no longer bullish, we are bearish on this pair. And we've also cleared this major support, this minor support, turn resistance. Now that we've cleared it, move over to the daily time frame. Simple as that. You can see that we are falling all the way to the downside. So how can we get into this sell? Wait for a pullback. As simple as that. And see swing high to swing low. Wait for a pullback here into $89,000 and also Fibonacci, and you sell from here. Stop loss will be around here and you take profits all the way to the downside. BTC USD is simple and straightforward. Wait for a pullback and you sell, and then hold the trade all the way to the downside. It's going to be a massive crash for this pair. So the next pair on my list is Ethereum. Ethereum and BTC always the same. You can see on my previous video, we missed two trades on this pair, this one and this one. Now that we've broken this minor support, simple. Wait for a clear breakout. Move over to the 4-hour time frame. Wait for a clear breakout. This is not a setup. Wait for a clear breakout. Draw your Fibonacci from swing high to swing low, then sell all the way to the downside. Following suit of BTC USD. So Ethereum is about to fall all the way to $2,000 per coin, while BTC USD is about to fall all the way to probably $74,000 or $60,000 per coin. And these two major crypto pairs are about to have a massive crash to the downside. Also Solana USD, but I won't go deep on this pair. It's just a pair that I trade on the sideline. You can see that once we break 125.95 level or 125.91 level, next level target is 103. And I'll also be waiting for a clear breakout, pull back and sell to the downside. I won't go deep on this pair, it's just a pair that I trade on the sideline. And then the forex pairs that are looking interesting are CAD JPY. So CAD JPY, for the longest time, this pair has been consolidating. If I can go to the weekly time frame, you can see that we have been in this mess right here. You can see this mess. There was no clear direction, so I left it alone. But coming into CAD JPY at the moment, I can see a nice setup. Before I go to the setup for this pair, let me just break it down. You can see that on the monthly time frame, we've been making higher highs and higher lows on the monthly time frame. You can see higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher high, and this is the higher low. Ideally, this support should have been broken for this pair to change in trend, because you broke the major ascending trend line that's been holding this pair since March of 2020. I said that we broke it on January of 2025. But this support held price, it bounced price to the upside. So for that fact, we are still bullish. Assuming that this support was broken, then it's a change in trend, and this head and shoulder have been validated. But in this case, we bounced off of this support, and now we're holding up to the upside. So CAD JPY is still bullish on the monthly time frame. And coming to the weekly time frame, you guys know that the first thing we do is to identify the trend. Now that we're bullish, we come over to the weekly time frame, check if there are any chart pattern in favor of the analysis, and in this case, some form of a left head and right shoulder is forming on the weekly time frame. So if you guys can see that this is the left, this is the head, and this is the right shoulder. So an inverse head and shoulder on the weekly time frame, and which is in line or in favor of the overall bullishness of this trend. Then after finding that, we draw our support and our resistance, and you can see that I've drawn my own nicely on this weekly time frame. Then we also come over to the daily time frame to find setups. The daily time frame, we've broken above this major resistance. You can see we've cleared it. A clear break above the major resistance. It's simple and straightforward. Come over to the 4-hour time frame and look for buying opportunities. Now that we've broken above here, our buy opportunity will be something like this: swing low to swing high, break and retest of major resistance, not on support. So wait for a bounce off of here, and also know that this is not a pullback, a proper pullback. You wait for a consolidated pullback down here into Fibonacci. Then you draw your CTL, just like how we did on previous trade. Draw your CTL, and then the 4-hour candle break off of here is where we're going to be buying CAD JPY to the upside. So for now, it's not fully set up for trading, and CAD JPY is as simple as straightforward. And you're bullish to the upside. You can see that we've broken monthly time frame, weekly time frame, and daily time frame, bullish all the way to the upside. Once we buy this pair, our next level target will be 112.294 level on CAD JPY. And once this pair is set up, I'll come here and show you guys how I'll be entering into the market. The next pair is USD JPY. USD JPY and CAD JPY are kind of the same but slightly different. USD JPY, the monthly time frame, you can see that we're making higher highs and higher lows. You can see that on the monthly time frame, we have this bullish engulfing candle. Not only do we have it, we also have this this. You can see a higher low from here. This is a higher low, higher high, and a higher low. This higher low is higher than this, so we are bullish. And not only that, if I come over to the weekly time frame, on the weekly time frame, we have a triple bottom, 1, 2, 3, triple bottom chart pattern in favor of this bullishness to the upside. So these are the reasons at the conferences that I'm bringing together to form a bias on USD JPY. Monthly time frame, higher highs and higher lows, bullish engulfing candle. Weekly time frame, triple bottom chart pattern, which is a reversal to the upside. And then on the daily time frame, we have clearly broken above this major resistance, just like CAD JPY. And it's simple. Come over to the 4-hour time frame and find your setup. On the 4-hour time frame, it's simple. Wait for a pullback. You can see swing low to swing high. Wait for a pullback into 154.500 level on USD JPY. If I swing my Fibonacci properly from this angle, you can see swing high to swing low. Wait for a pullback, consolidated pullback, not a linear pullback. A consolidated pullback into 154.500. Draw your CTL, 4-hour candle break. Then you buy to the upside. USD JPY is as simple and straightforward, just like CAD JPY. So this is it for USD JPY and CAD JPY. The setups are not formed properly at the moment. Wait for probably 2 or 3 days, and this setup will form properly. But for now, they are premature at the moment. So the next pair is GBP AUD. GBP AUD is simple. GBP AUD on the monthly time frame, you can see that we have this massive triple top. You can see the price came here, rejected it to the downside. It came here, rejected it to the downside, and we approached it again, and now we're rejecting it to the downside. You can see this is a triple top reversal chart pattern to the downside. So that's all I need for a reversal on this pair. Then also on the monthly time frame, you have this bearish engulfing candle that engulfed previous months, and also the next month after it was also a bearish engulfing candle. Move over to the weekly time frame to check if there are any chart pattern. On the monthly time frame, we have already identified a triple top. The triple top is in favor of the analysis to the downside. And then on the weekly time frame, I also noticed that this major ascending trend line that has been holding since January of 2023 has been broken. We tested it again on 2024. Now on 2025, we broke this weekly bearish engulfing candle. I will also come over to a daily time frame. And now on the daily time frame, you can see how we broke and we retested the outer parts of this major ascending trend line. So it's a change in trend. The major trend line to be broken is a change in trend, because the major trend line is the trend line that's been holding price to the upside. In this case, an ascending trend line that's been holding price to the upside. So now we've broken it, and it took 2 years before we broke this major ascending trend line. Now that we've broken the major ascending trend line, we come over to the 4-hour time frame to find a setup. On the 4-hour time frame, I spotted a setup. You can see that I draw my Fibonacci from swing high to swing low. You can see that this is a break and a retest of the outer parts of this major ascending trend line. Break and a retest. It's Fibonacci and this counter trend line. The entry criteria for this pair is a 4-hour candle break. Once we can have a 4-hour candle break around here, then we'll be selling this pair to the downside. Our stop loss, our trade will be something like this. Stop loss will be around here, and our take profits will be around here. That is how the setup for this pair would be. And the next pair on my list is actually silver. Silver is something interesting that I found, not something that I trade often, but an interesting move is happening on the pair at the moment. You can see on the monthly time frame, we are bullish, monthly bullish engulfing candle to the upside. On the weekly time frame, we are also bullish to the upside. And then I came over to the daily time frame. I spotted an inverse head and shoulder, and an inverse head and shoulder is valid only when the neckline is broken. In this case, broken the neckline and we've retested it to the upside. Came over to the 4-hour time frame, drew my Fibonacci from swing high, swing low to swing high. I see break and retest of neckline of chart pattern with Fibonacci and also CTL. So the same thing, same analysis still stand. Wait for a break, wait for a proper consolidated pullback, 4-hour candle break of here, buy all the way to the upside around here, take profit here, stop loss around here. And that's the setup for silver XAG USD. So I'm going to recount the previous pair that we went through last week, which is Euro USD. Euro USD actually fell to the downside without me having to enter the trade because the entry criteria was not met. So I left it alone. I said I'll be executing this trade only when we break the CTL and clear the support. If you want to check the analysis, watch my previous video. Now that we've cleared the support and the CTL, ideally the 4-hour candle would have break somewhere around there for me to execute. But when I looked at the charts, the 4-hour candle closed around 1.15336, which is too far from for my entry. Imagine entering this trade around here and your stop loss around here, and you can see that the trade doesn't make any sense. It's a 0. Not even a 1-to-1. So I left it alone. I said to myself that I'll be entering the trade only if we can pull back here. And ever since then, Euro USD hasn't pulled back, so I left it alone. Probably this trade is going to hit. Probably it's going to hit this zone next week. Probably not. I don't know. But for now, I'm not interested on Euro USD. I just wanted to go over the pair to show you guys that the analysis works. You can see that instead of waiting for a break of this CTL and this support, and now we've done that. The only difference was that I didn't get into the trade. The analysis works, just that our entry criteria did not come to life, and we leave the trade and move on to the next trade. So AUD USD, simple and straightforward. On a daily time frame, I don't even need to stress it much. We are bearish on the monthly time frame, weekly time frame, and spots a chart pattern on weekly time frame, left head and right shoulder. On the daily time frame, you can see it's even bigger, left head and right shoulder. So it's as simple and straightforward. For now, the setup is not matured. A clear breakout has to occur for me to sell this pair to the downside. To give a quick recap, the pairs that I'm looking at for the coming months or weeks: BTC USD, wait for a pullback, swing high, swing low, wait for a pullback to probably $89,000 per coin, sell to the downside. Draw a CTL. Once you break the CTL with a 4-hour candle, break and close, sell to the downside. Ethereum USD, the same thing. Wait for a proper break the downside. Once we can break properly to the downside, you wait for a pullback all the way to $2,800 per coin. Wait for a pullback to that area and then also sell to the downside. That JPY, simple and straightforward. Wait for a consolidated pullback into Fibonacci. Wait for a consolidated pullback into Fibonacci and major support. Draw your CTL, 4-hour candle break, buy to the upside. And last but not the least is USD JPY. Simple and straightforward. Wait for a consolidated pullback too on this pair, also into Fibonacci, draw CTL and buy to the upside. These are the pairs that I'm looking at for in the coming months or weeks. And I also have to make notice that these pairs or these setups can still not work out. In this market, nothing is guaranteed. It's a game of uncertainty. Anything can still happen in the market. Probably all these pairs can still go against us. Probably they can still move in our direction. It's a game of probability. If you guys found value in the video, like, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next video. Sounds.
Outrageous thing, but she can't see cause I got shades and thing.